Now, the Bram Weinstein Show on Washington's new home for sports, ESPN 630.
Hey, baby. Hi, everyone. Hello.
What's going on?
Happy Friday, everybody.
Oh, you seem tentative already. You seem tentative already today.
Whoa. I am worried about this weekend.
We're on to Foxborough.
Yeah, we are on to Foxborough. They're a tricky little defense, that team.
Yeah.
Tricky.
Sam was talking about it earlier this week already.
They are tricky.
He was saying they trick your eyes.
Yep.
They get you looking one way, and it's coming the other way.
I'd like to see Bill Belichick do It's Run DMC, It's Tricky. See if he does that at karaoke. I'm tricky. I'd like to see it.
He probably does have go-to karaoke. We just will never see the light of day.
I wonder what it is.
Rhinestone Cowboy.
It's like after what? 2 Mai Tais when he's at the pool bar in Boca at the resort. It's all inclusive. All inclusive. Yeah, something like
I
that.
wonder what Bill's drink of choice actually is.
Oh, that's a good one, too. I bet you it's actually fine scotch or something like that.
Do you like getting pina coladas and getting lost in the rain?
He doesn't get the Nick Saban Ferrari thing, but I bet he's got some Pappy Van Winkle somewhere. Something like that.
Probably.
Some of that. He's got like the old Forester that was made in 1628. He's got that on his shelf somewhere. He's probably got something like that.
I like to drink vodka crayons.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, splash of crayon.
Splash of crayon.
Yeah, the cube of lime. So anyway, they're tricky, and
Dirty martini, please.
I do smell low scoring, by the way.
Yeah, duh. Yeah, that was always my thing.
Because if you watch their offense, well, they've decided Mac Jones can't be trusted anymore.
Full on Dinkin' Duncan.
Yeah, it's a lot.
They're one of those teams too. I've just caught them because they've been on the opposite window of the Commanders a bunch.
Yeah,
and they are the definition of not opening up things.
It's funny, like when the last couple weeks, if you just read the headlines, it's like Mac Jones' completion percentage is up near 80%.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, that's because he hikes the ball and throws it as fast as he can to somebody 3 feet away from him.
Right. Exactly.
I would have a very good completion percentage if that's the offense I was asked to run. So they've clearly determined, because they had a ton of turnovers early in the year, and Mac got benched a couple times, and so obviously, like, that's the problem. And they decided the only way we're going to hang in there is if we dink and duck down the field, maybe get a lead. Their defense is tricky, very tricky. The people I'm concerned about this weekend are the tackles. They game up tackles really well. They will bring guys off the edge. Kyle Duggar is very fast, gets into the backfield. They have no problem bringing like a safety blitz or a corner blitz.
They're going to trick your offensive line.
Yeah.
They're going to mess up.
We know they're going to mess up. So Leno and Wiley are the two. They game up tackles. They're very good on the edge where it's like, it's rare you see it this often, but they have free rushers 4 to 5 times a game because the tackle gets put in a spot where he has to pick somebody to block and invariably picks the wrong one. And it's like a magic trick. They're very good at it. So
that'll be fun with this offensive line.
His son, Tongues Belichick's got it kind of figured out a little bit. Tongues Belichick's got it going. So, I'm hoping we don't have a bunch of turnovers. That's what I'm hoping. And if we don't, then, we'll be in a very close game, and who knows?
The old puncher's
maybe
chance.
Maybe
Is that what you're going with?
They don't throw. I'm not kidding you when I tell you Mac Jones has not thrown a pass in the air over 15 yards over the last 3 weeks. So if they do score, it will be because some dude broke 8 tackles and ran 80 yards. It won't be because they threw a bomb, unless they look at our defense and go, "Let's throw a bomb." Oh. 99 and 90 aren't playing anymore. Interesting. Let's do some play action and throw a couple bombs and see what happens.
Well, I think it also...
Is 13 on the field?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I would not put it past Belichick that he actually tells Mac Jones.
All bombs.
If you see 13 on the field, 9 routes.
Load it up.
Just 9 routes.
Load it up.
What's the audible when Forbes is on the field?
Run.
You went to Mississippi State, right?
Yeah.
Bulldogs?
Bulldog.
Mac Jones. Bulldog. 9 route for whoever is on Forbes.
Mac, would he have faced Forbes? Maybe.
This is year 3 of Mac Jones.
Year 3 for Mac, year 1. So it would have been, Forbes would have been a sophomore. I don't know if he would have been playing by then. Maybe not. Probably not. Not.
I doubt it.
Probably not. All right. So there's your little 2 cents on the game. I'm kind of, I think we're going to be in a low-scoring game. I'd be surprised if it's a blowout either way. I will hear the optimists that go, well, now that Chase and Montez are gone, we're going to play more disciplined up front. Maybe.
Maybe.
I am interested to see. You're going to see a lot of, by the way, you will see a lot of Tuhill and Smith-Williams, but you're going to see KJ Henry probably on the run when they're playing run defense. It's a tell. And you're going to see more. They're going to give Andre Jones some opportunities, probably in pass downs. So they want to give him a shot. And so I'm interested to see the young guys, obviously, because the future at that position is so wide open. And we have 2 draft picks, lower round draft picks, but we have 2 draft picks. And it'd be nice to get a good look at them against a team that is, well, they're not going to be a lot of opportunities to rush because he gets rid of the ball so fast that I don't think so. What are you laughing at? What's the news?
They did play each other.
Oh, they did?
They did. One game in 2020.
Oh, they did. Okay. Oh, no.
41-0 Alabama beat Mississippi State.
That's not on Forbes because that's Alabama.
Devontae Smith had 4 touchdowns from Mac Jones in that game.
Making me feel better about this, huh?
Forbes final stats: 5 solo tackles, 1 pass defended.
Send me that box score, would you?
Yeah,
I'm going to be using that on the old broadcast.
Halloween 2020, actually.
Halloween?
So, yeah.
Oh, no. Happy Halloween,
Happy
everybody.
Halloween, everybody.
Oh, God. Oh. This is one of those two.
I mean, at least those are NFL players.
You know what
at least it's Devontae Smith,
This is nuts. This is one of those times. This is amazing. This is the winningest coach of all time, right? About to be. The winningest, at least at the highest level. He won 6 Super Bowls. Against a coach who has 100 wins, which is that's no small feat, and has been in a Super Bowl. And both of these teams are looking at each other as the get right.
Right.
Both of them.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And will be despondent if they lose.
Yeah, this is the one.
This is one of those two. This isn't going to be explosive. This is going to be. Did you take the bus game for both sides? And but the only other thing here that is goes without saying, is their spirit crushed because of the trades that were made? And I think you'll see early. Do they circle the wagons, take it as a business deal, go with the Rivera reiterated again today? We did this in 2014 when I was in Carolina. We made some trades. Young guys got opportunities. Yeah. We ended up in the playoffs. So don't think that this is, and he said, publicly, our messages we're not taking, and we're not throwing in the towel for the season. He can't. We're not throwing in the towel for the season. This was, something we felt like we had to do. Welcome to the business of football. Still happening in the middle of the year, might reverberate.
Sure.
And so I don't know what I don't know, but honestly, and frankly, I haven't had a read on these guys in a month. So it's not like I have any clue as to how they're going to play this weekend because the Bears game finished my decision-making around how I feel about how they're going to play. You'll just show me on Sundays, guys. And, we'll just go enjoy it. It's football. I like it. And hopefully you guys are raring and ready to go.
There is one thing guaranteed on Monday. Whatever team loses, the fan base is going to be calling for the coach to be fired on Monday.
Freak out.
Both fan bases.
Freak out.
Belichick's Patriots fans have already freaked out on Belichick.
Yeah,
this fan base
I
has
think
been
that they're out of their minds. But anyway,
right, sure, but they were adamant.
Talk
3
about
weeks
being
ago.
ungrateful.
Yeah, I agree on that.
It is the all time we're ungrateful.
Yes, exactly.
He stinks now. Oh, does he?
Does he?
He went to 9 Super Bowls. You moron.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Do you remember that part? It wasn't that long ago.
Right. Exactly.
What are you, 4 years old? You don't remember any of this?
4 years old.
Idiots. It's like the Dabo call, where he's like, all right, we're 4-4. Yeah, it's a bad year. I admit that. That's on me. Do you remember the 12, 11 win seasons we've had and the 2 national championships?
Right.
You dummy. You forgot about that part? Oh, you did. All right. I sent you John Allen. Oh, wait, go to I didn't send you it. I want to play John Allen. Sorry. Go to the Commanders page, please. It's there. Sorry. I meant to tell you. I should have pre-produced this a little bit. Sorry. I thought I sent it to you. I forgot I didn't send it to you. But I've been meaning to send it to you, and I just didn't. Okay. Anyway.
1 sec.
John Allen. I've been waiting all week because I want to hear what he had to say about all of this. It is not a secret that he and Chase Young were not best friends. Okay? So put that into, right? Let's put that into context first, right? That said, it wasn't that they disliked each other. Don't take it the wrong way.
John's going to be professional.
of course. But those two were not. Sweat and Young were best friends.
Yeah.
John wasn't part of that clique. Okay. John also is the leader of the defense and has been on Team Rivera of guys, we need to do it the way we're coached to do it, right?
Right, sure.
Okay. So I wanted to hear what he had to say about this. And he's going to be diplomatic, but he's going to be very short. And I want to point out, as you listen to this, what I think is a patented scowl is on his face the entire time. It never leaves. There's not a giggle that will come out of his mouth. Here's John Allen yesterday talking about the trades.
Find out.
I found out through a friend who called me and told me.
Are you surprised when you saw Chase gone too? Felt like sort of the expectation was that maybe one would be gone, but were surprised by the two of them.
Again, there's really very few things that surprise me in the NFL. I understand it's a business, and I wish them luck and the rest of their career. And
how does this impact the line?
I mean, obviously, a bunch of new guys are going to get a lot of opportunities, and I'm going to have to step my game up, and it is what it is. I mean, we're prepared for this. The guys are KC, James, F.A. They're ready to play, so I'm excited.
You guys have gone through before where you haven't had those guys in the field. So do you remember those times and what worked then that you can use now?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same. It's really the same thing. Guys got to do their job. Guys got to play hard, and we got to play together.
Is it a lot to react to knowing there's another game this week? Like, the beat goes on even though the trade deadline happens.
I mean, that's kind of everything. You know what I mean? I mean, for the last 7 years, there's always been something going on around here, and it's been the same thing. Focus on the game and control what you control.
Yeah. Obviously, the line has been the face of the roster for the last few years. Is it, I don't know, does it say something about this unfortunate what you guys maybe couldn't accomplish collectively as a group that this kind of happened?
Can you elaborate on that?
Just obviously, like individually, you all are really good players, but collectively, I think if you guys were playing at a different level right now, collectively, maybe these deals don't happen.
You could say that about anything. I don't live in a world of what ifs and what could have been. The only world I live in is reality, and I mean, yeah, I don't really. I'm not really sure what you're asking, so yeah.
You were frustrated about the game after the Giants, and then for them to trade, two of the most talented players on the defensive line, obviously, does that make you kind of question the direction of the team at all?
No, I want to say it makes me question anything. At the end of the day, I get paid to do a job, and they get paid to do a job, and I gotta have the trust that they're doing the best they can, and that's all I can focus on. And all they can do is trust me that I'm doing the best I can, and yeah.
What do you think about James and Casey?
I'll let you know right here.
No comment.
The only world I live in is reality, which is a great quote.
It's a good one.
Is a great quote. I like Sam 40 at the end going, after the Giants game, you said what you said.
Right. Yep.
A week later, there's a trade deadline and two of your prominent teammates are traded. What do you have to say about that? He didn't want to answer that question.
Sure. Right.
Now, not that he has any say in anything like that, right? But he was asked, you didn't hear this part. He was asked, we know that you speak to ownership.
Oh, okay.
And he said, I don't talk to him every day. He's like being like, yeah, they probably asked me about the hot tub.
Right.
They didn't ask me about Chase Young's contract.
Yeah, that happened a while ago, didn't it? Where they did ask, team leadership
yesterday,
about what was
they
going
just
on.
didn't clip it on
Okay.
there. He asked him about that because it's like, are you part of the advisement team that's telling him about these particular guys? Right. So, how do you feel he handled that?
No different than he handles everything else. It is not like that was different than what he normally acts like. The reality,
I guess he can't express relief.
Right.
Because that'd be weird.
Well,
what if he's just like, whew, glad that's over with.
Well, because here's the thing. John is always going to be a professional in the sense of his world, which is
the only world he lives in.
Right.
Which is reality.
Well, what I was going to say, though, is how he's always handled it here of, it doesn't matter what's going on. I have a job to do on Sunday. That's basically what every single answer he gives is. He never gives you a money quote. It mainly just is, I have a job to do. None of that matters. And then, like I said, he's good for one outburst every single year. We already had it.
In this case, I mean, he didn't want to. He tried to pretend he didn't understand what Ben was getting at. Which, of course, like, go ahead. You can try to pretend you don't know what he's getting at. But like everybody for the last 4 years has talked about that. You guys are going to be the reason collectively. You guys are going to be the reason why this team has a turnaround.
Yeah.
So of all the. When you say, I'm sick of this S, and you say things like, I've been here 7 years and it's always something around here, this one actually does directly go back to you.
Right.
In reality. Right. And like, if you don't want to answer what level of responsibility do you have for this day, maybe not you personally, but you guys collectively, don't you know that we've been talking about that you guys, the 4 first-round picks, were supposed to be the reason why this team turned its, seasons around?
Yeah.
And it did not happen. You guys made the playoffs once. You did not win a playoff game. You've been at or under 500 every year. Not that I think it demands an answer, but considering that they were traded earlier this week, I kind of do want to hear his feelings on the end of a quote-unquote era, because that's exactly what it was. They're the guys left standing. They're the ones that are supposed to now fix this with their new teammates. The other guys were the ones who were the odd men out.
Right.
And there are reasons behind that. But I do think him, as one of the leaders of the team, and I agree with you, very rarely says anything, which was, I think I'm sick of this S stuff really caught me off guard because yes, he pops off once or twice a year because he gets frustrated, but that one felt a little different than ones in the past. Yeah. I didn't know exactly what he meant by that. It started speculation that maybe he wants to be traded. Mm-hmm. If you saw this interview with him yesterday, you have to see it, really. He's just got this scowl on his face. Granted, I mean, like, he can't be sitting there ready to throw a party.
Sure.
But at the same time, it doesn't look like he feels relieved. He's not giving off any kind of, we'll be fine. It was, you know what? Like, this is just part of the process around here. And I don't know what he's supposed to say, but as someone who's supposed to be literally leading to the different results today, I want to hear from him. And I want to hear something expansive. And to hear him just pretend he doesn't understand what Ben was asking him.
Yeah.
Come on. Like, you don't know what he's trying to say to you? Of course you do. You guys collectively were supposed to be the reason why this team started winning.
Right.
That now will never happen.
Correct.
For a variety of reasons. But, and I appreciated for the last 4 years, you always said, like, don't put expectations on it. It doesn't mean anything. He's always consistently said that. Because everybody would go up to him and be like, you guys are going to do what this year? And he goes, I hope win, but don't put numbers on me and don't put this on me and don't tell us we need to be this way. That said, you're the first round picks.
Right.
You're supposed to be the guys. And you all were singularly good. 2 of you got paid. One of them's about to get paid by the Bears. And the other one, if it wasn't for injuries, would be in line to get paid from somebody else. So it's not like any of you are busts. So I kind of do want, it left me a little wanting from him. And it did leave me once again going, are you fed up? Because it sounds like you are.
No, but he
and I don't want to, and like, I don't want you to be.
He sounds the same when they win and they lose, though.
His disposition's been a little different this year. And I think it came out in that Giants game.
All right. I mean, I don't blame him on that either. As a fan, I feel the way that he felt that game, too.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
And so,
but also, like, they got into a hole because the defense was really bad in the first half. At what point are you guys responsible for that outcome? You guys lost because the first half you guys were completely outcoached, outplayed, out everything.
Sure, but
a team, and most ridiculously, with the injuries that they had, it's absurd that it happened.
Yeah, but you could still say
none of your starting offensive linemen and a backup quarterback, and no real threats out of Saquon Barkley and Darren Waller, but you have a backup quarterback and a backup line, and you guys are getting shut out and getting the ball run down your throat. Like, that's kind of on you guys.
Yeah, but he can turn around and go, we gave up 14 points. I know they had a bad first half. They gave up 2 touchdowns.
I hear you, but that first half was terrible.
Sure, but
they
still gave up 2 touchdowns. So, like, on that game, I understand his frustration. They They broke in the first half, didn't give up any extra points, and they couldn't get 2 touchdowns out of the skill group position that they have.
Agree.
I'm just saying,
I agree with everybody
game,
lost.
That game, both sides could point at each other on why they lost. But at the end of the day, he could really go, we gave up 14 points and we
couldn't do it.
You couldn't do that? Like, you couldn't even tie it to give it a shot in overtime? Like, I hear his argument on that one. When it comes to Chase and Montez and him not really reacting, Allen's got a little bit of Doc in him. He's probably goes to the point of, they're not here anymore. I don't give a you-know-what. That's who he is. He's harsh like that. So I'm going to guess that was more along the lines of, I'm not going to talk about those guys because they're not here anymore. And you can hate on him for doing it that way, but he's always been this way. Always.
Beat goes on, it doesn't matter.
What do you want him to say?
I don't know.
It's an audition into next year because really that's what we're all. That's really kind of
I don't
what
know.
it is. But nobody wants to say it because it's week 9 now. So
right, and that's what Rivera's trying to paint a picture of the season's not over. And we're injecting because we have all this new stuff. But I'm like, okay, but I mean, like,
right? Because you look at their schedule too. You're like, they're not going to go on a run. Like,
well, they're playing a 2-6 team this week, and they're playing another 2-6 team in 2 weeks. So like, it's not like that. It's not possible. Like they could win 2 of 3 here. I mean, like they're playing a 2-6 team this weekend. It's not like they're not playing a juggernaut.
They should have.
They're not. I understand, but like the point is, would it surprise you if they won this weekend? That team's 2-6. Like, why would it surprise you if they won this weekend? That shouldn't. They're not playing the Eagles this weekend. They're not playing a team that's going to be in the playoffs this weekend. They're playing a bad team with a bad quarterback that they're scared to throw the ball downfield with. Like, could they lose to them? Yeah, I think they could. Like, will they? If they beat them 13-10, would that surprise you? It wouldn't surprise me. Like, they can't. They're 2-6 for a reason too. Like they're not good.
Surprise is probably too strong of a word, but
it wouldn't surprise me if they won. Like, I mean, what? New England's not even a 3-point favorite at home against this team. Vegas doesn't even think that they're like prohibitive favorites.
This all goes back to a month ago. They lost to the effing Bears at home.
I'm with you, but like I'm with you, and I don't disagree with you. But like them winning shouldn't be a surprise. That team's 2-6. Like, why would it be a surprise? That means you think they can't beat anybody.
I mean, they just lost to the Giants.
If they were playing the Panthers this week, would you be going, no, they're definitively losing?
If the Panthers are coming off a win, maybe, because they are.
I don't know, man. Like, they won in Atlanta.
I just don't know what team we're getting.
They could have beat the Eagles last week. Like, easily could have happened.
I don't know what team we're getting week to week.
Neither do I, which is why I'm not. But I won't be surprised if they win, mainly because the competition is what it is.
Like, they're not being pessimistic or optimistic. Clearly,
no. I just like you think New England's taking anything for granted at 2-6?
Probably not. But I trust that coaching
staff.
After
they saw Hal last week, you think that they're like, oh, we know we're shutting them out?
No, of course not.
How could they think that?
No, because they would never think that because they have a smart coaching staff that knows don't take any Sunday for granted.
Don't tell the people at WEEI they want them fired.
Yeah, well,
they want Tons Belichick to be dragged out into the streets because if you don't get to a 10th Super Bowl during this millennium, we hate you.
Those are the ones that are storming the lighthouse.
Yeah, storming the lighthouse. If you don't get to a 10th Super Bowl since the turn of the century, we're going to murder you. You idiots. Like, what is wrong? You ungrateful people. Can you imagine if we had been to 10 Super Bowls over the last 18 years?
Right.
Ridiculous. And then be like, he sucks. What do you mean he sucks? Obviously he doesn't. Like, what are you talking about? Anyway, back to the point. They could win this week. Why can't they win this weekend? Like, who thinks they can't? They're not playing a great team this weekend. They could lose. Yes, I'm
not
open to that possibility. And considering I'm with you on the Bears game. Because of the Bears game, they could lose 68-0 because I don't know what they're going to do. But them winning this weekend is way on the spectrum of possibilities here because New England can't score.
Sure.
So, like, of course.
They also just traded 2 stars. I'm just not going to be shocked if they lose either, though. It's 2 teams in a slap fight.
I'm not going to be shocked if they lose at all.
2 teams in a slap fight.
Yes.
That's it. Period.
It's
13-12.
I want to be optimistic. I want to think, like, I know what that team's going to do. They're going to dink and duck down the field, and because of that, the game's going to get shortened. And if we don't turn the ball over a lot, then we're probably going to be in a close game. And those always are, who knows? Who knows? Dotson catches the pass at the 2, we might win. Dotson drops the pass at the 2, we might lose. McLaurin catches 1 3rd and 8 or 4th and 8, Maybe we win, maybe we lose. Who knows? The Atlanta game, Ritter doesn't throw picks in the end zone over and over. We may lose, but we won. I don't even know anymore. I give up.
I'm trying to look at the last time it wasn't a blowout against those guys.
Get to New England?
Yeah.
That's got to be pre-Brady.
Let's see. The last time they won, the Redskins won.
It's got to be 20 years ago.
2003.
Yeah. Pre-Brady.
Yeah.
It's pre-Brady. Yeah. But I mean, like, that's everybody. Go look at everybody.
33-7 in 2019. That was
damn good culture game.
That's
the damn good culture
27-10, 2015.
That game was actually close. That
was Kirk.
Yeah.
34-27 in 2011. That was a little close.
I don't remember that.
That was in December, though, so who knows what they were playing for.
I don't remember that one.
2007, that was the Gibbs' worst loss ever, 52-7.
They went undefeated that year, and they were trying to go undefeated, and they embarrassed Joe Gibbs. But remember, they went for it on fourth downs when they were up by like 40-some points, and people were like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then before that, pre-Brady from pretty much on, they blew them out. The Redskins beat them.
Yes, because the Patriots were not a very good franchise for a long time. Yes, for a long time.
The one in 2011 that was close was at FedEx, funny enough.
I don't remember anything about that one.
Your boy Rex Grossman.
Oh, yeah.
Was starting quarterback.
Oh, look at that.
Touchdown passes to Jabbar Gaffney. Santana Moss had a 49-yard.
Was that year Brady got hurt?
He was playing.
All right.
There you want to hear this one? Santana, 49-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Banks. Remember Brandon Banks?
Oh,
short
he was
little punt returner guy. Yeah.
He's one of those that falls in the category of the what ifs. He could have been amazing. He was for a few weeks, he was Devin Hester.
He was shorter than me.
Uh-huh. All right, let me go back to John just for a second before I take a break. All right, so you think this is just on brand and that he's just...
Yeah, I don't read too much into it.
I don't know.
I don't think he'd weigh in on any player. Seriously.
In this particular case, on this particular thing, knowing that, like, they've been the story...
You expect him to get emotional now? I don't.
Emotional, no. But maybe just a little more insightful.
Nah, he doesn't play that game. Never has.
Okay.
I'm just saying, the dude's always been consistent.
I guess.
I don't know how you can be mad at him.
Payne just doesn't do interviews. Well, he does.
Well, he does. He's super casual about it, yeah.
Well, yeah. It's like, what do you think of that? I don't know, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but that's everything.
Like, good luck to him.
Yeah.
That's it.
What'd you think of that player who got the sack? It'll be like, yeah, I got him.
Yeah.
That's his interview.
He's very short.
Yes. Yeah, it's just he doesn't no time for it. He'll give you an interview, but it's not worth airing.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-second like, oh yeah, that was a good play. That's what he says. That's it.
Like when who was the linebacker we drafted from Alabama? Anderson?
Oh yeah.
The second round way back when? With Allen.
Yeah.
They were teammates.
Same thing.
I don't remember him ever saying anything when he was cut.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but he also he was cut because he wasn't very good.
Sure, but they were still teammates.
That's different than Montez Sweat, who is about to get a contract that's worth the same or more than what John Allen got because he deserves it. And now he's not on the team anymore.
Yeah.
You'd think maybe he might have something to say about that. Like Montez Sweat is the opposite of a bust.
Sure.
It's like, all right, whatever. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. The only world I live in is reality as well. And in my reality, I like hearing how people feel about things introspectively when moments come to an end.
And John doesn't.
He doesn't. He doesn't. What does he talk about at dinner? Nothing?
Well, remember he got asked that question of who would you invite to a dinner, dead or alive?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That's about as introspective as we've ever heard him.
Maybe I shouldn't.
When he was inviting a certain someone.
That's right. Maybe, yeah. The same people that Michigan State likes.
That might have been his one lesson of I'm never answering anything ever again.
Yeah, well, that was a mistake.
You think?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think anything involving Hitler these days is really great.
Big mistake. Yeah, big mistake. All right, let me take a break. I want to play what Jason Kelsey said about Sam Howell next. Brad Washington Show, ESPN 630 Sports Capital. D-line coach Jeff Scanina did a media availability today and asked about the trades, said this: everything's a possibility. Every time you step out of your car, you can be fired in this business. There's only one person safe in this building, and that's the guy that owns the team or the owners of this team. And then all the replies were like, we just fired the owner. That was pretty good reply. So not totally accurate, but in most cases, yes. Most cases.
Sometimes they're selling to Bank of America. Or
Every once in a
Bank
while.
of America to
Yeah.
sell.
We're, a year and a day anniversary of that, right?
366 days.
Yes, 366 days ago, Bank of America put out a curt statement saying we're looking into the sale or potential sale
That's
of
right.
the Washington Commanders. Were they the Commanders?
They were the
That one,
Commanders, yes.
Commanders.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't give up anymore. I don't know.
Come on, man. Commanders was under Dan.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. That's going to be important later and interesting.
I was at a poker game last night.
Uh-huh.
And one of the guys' hot take was, just such a stupid thing to say. He said,
This is going to be good,
Yeah,
Dan.
he said to me, he goes, what do you think about the name? And I go, what about it? And he goes, I'm not going to get
Yeah.
caught. I'm like John Allen. I'm not going to get caught in this. Like, you want me to tell you how I really feel? I'm not
Right,
going
right.
to tell you how I really feel. I'm going to get my fanny pack and go home. Anyway, he said, he was like, well, what do you think about it? And I go, what do you mean? And he goes, do you think they're going to change it? And I said, I do. I said, I don't know when, but
Yeah.
like I do. And I'm like, I don't know that.
Sure.
But I do. And he said, well, he's like, all these people were offended by Redskins. I'm offended by Commanders.
Oh, God.
And I go, why?
Yeah.
And then he explained to me there's no such thing as a female commander in the armed forces, and therefore it's offensive on some level. And I go, that's a deep dive, buddy.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know that. And I don't think anybody knows that.
We call that a
That's
reach.
That's a reach, guy. Yeah, that's a reach. So anyway.
You're offended for the female
Nah, I
counterparts?
think he was trying to be, pithy.
All right.
Yeah. And I said, I go, you're not getting Redskins back. I just thought I want to make that clear.
Well, if they
That's
put a
not
potato
happening.
on the side of the helmet,
That one.
those
Right.
are the worst people.
Yeah. And then the Redskin potatoes. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah. I get it.
Double birds.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get Go Redskins on my lower lip tattoo.
Go Skins.
Go Skins. Lower lip tattoo.
HTTR.
HTTR is a good one. Lower lip tattoo.
I would ask a girl out on a date if she had a HTTR tattooed on her lower lip.
I would not.
I definitely would.
I would think that person's gone too far.
Never said I was getting married. I said I would ask her on a date, though.
I just think,
That'd be fun for a couple weeks. Don't lie.
I don't know if it would be.
Eh.
I don't think so. That's for you. You and I have a different taste in our women, apparently. That to me would be a turnoff.
Okay.
Lower lip tattoo of anything to me is I'm out. Actually, out. Anything. They could say Bram's the best. I'm out. I'm out. Anything. Why are you into inner lower lip tattoos?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it would be an interesting couple weeks. I'm not committing to anything.
Interesting
here.
in what way?
I think you know.
Maybe.
I think you know that somebody
person
that gets
might be
that
maybe more of a disappointment than you think they are.
Maybe.
They might be someone who sits on their couch all night and gets drunk and
You're
passes out.
acting like I proposed to this person. I'm just saying, I want to see where that goes.
Let me know how it goes.
I will.
Just let
If
me
that
know
ever
how it goes.
happens. But I don't think anyone loves this team enough to ever do that.
I've seen plenty of tattoos on people's bodies.
Not like that.
Plenty.
Not like that.
That's a thing. My favorite part of that report that they keep playing was that the reporter, after the girl does Go Birds and shows the lower lip tattoo, she says, that's the 10th one of those I've seen at this. Where I was like, wow, that's a thing.
Told you, I'm jealous of their
There's like a
ecosystem.
store that's made a lot of money just doing that.
Yeah, they probably just we have open appointments today. $50 for your Go Birds
Go
lip
Birds
tattoo. $50.
And Callow's there going, are you single? How about you? Are you single? What about you?
No,
are you single?
Go Birds is way different than HTTR.
Do you think a married person would get that post-marriage? Would they get the Go Birds inner lip tattoo? Like, what if your wife came home with that?
Well, I think you'd be expecting it if that happened.
It would be, if my wife did that, it would be a big surprise.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's out of character.
Yeah, I don't feel like you.
That's out of character.
I don't think
I'd be
anyone's
like,
out of character
did
getting
you
that.
injure your frontal lobe because what happened? That would be very, like, if I came home with that, she'd be like, whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Right.
I've seen him do a couple of things that I would call on the edge, but this one, no.
Like, what if either of your children came home with one of those?
Disowned. Go Birds inner lip tattoo?
No, I meant the
Any inner lip tattoo?
HTTR or HTTC.
We're getting that removed. I don't know how
Dad,
you
look
get
what
it
I
removed.
got.
I don't know how you get it removed, but you're getting it removed.
If Archer did that, Archer would show you, then sprint out of the house, and you'd have to catch him.
And I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, that's right.
He's actually very fast.
I
He's quick.
don't know why I said it.
He's quick.
He'd be like, "Eh," and then he'd be out. You would never see him for an hour.
Right. He's like a very small white version of Tyreek Hill when he wants to be. Very quick. Like when he needs to like get out of there, he can escape.
He's out.
He's a cheetah. He's gone.
There you go.
All right. You want to hear Jason Kelce say a lot of nice things about Sam Howell?
Sure.
All right. So they played the Eagles twice. Jason Kelce, and also important for your visual, not unlike John Allen, had a scowl on his face for the entire thing we played. And Lewis, I'm sorry about the audio. I'll say it up front. Sorry, inside jokes. Except for Lewis and us. I appreciate the tweet. You're listening to AM radio. Some of it's going to be a little wonky.
It's dicey.
A little dicey. On the app, you're good. Podcast would be good, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jason Kelce is dressed like what in this? Just for the visual?
King Triton from Little Mermaid. Has a little crown, scales, kind of looks like Aquaman a little bit.
This is from his podcast with his brother called New Heights.
Yeah.
And they break down games. They just played us. Here's what he said about Sam Howell.
They got up on us quick, and, Sam Howell, man, when he's on, it was impressive. It was like methodical.
He can sling it, man. He can sling it. The fighting be enemies, man.
Yeah, but it was like typically, and when you're playing quarterbacks that aren't like well known, if you make them drive the field and do like short dink dunk passes, that's hard to continually do. Not for Sam Howell. He was very on point. He was executing it. He was taking some shots occasionally, but a lot of it was just, it felt like it was death by 1,000 slants. Like, I'm like, Jesus, what are we doing here? Can we get into something for a slant? But I'm sure it's a lot easier said than done. I don't know.
1,000%. Yeah.
All I do know is that Sam Howell has played 2 really good games against us. The Commanders have played 2 really good games offensively against us. I asked Eric Bieniemy after the game, I'm like, yo, brother, what are you seeing, EB? Like, how do we stop this? Like, what are you doing to us? But they've kind of had our number, and this is the way divisional games are, There
you go. How about that? Future Hall of Famer Jason Kelce and his brother, future Hall of Famer Travis Kelce.
That's right.
They like him.
Sure.
You're not sold? I'm sold, by the way.
Oh, no, I'm sold on Hal, but this,
I am.
Like, there was no...
I am sold on him.
There's no...
Of the things that, I think there's a lot of things they've gotten wrong this offseason.
Sure.
I actually think so far they've gotten him right.
Yeah, no, I think Hal's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
he might be better
Jason
than fine.
just didn't go really in depth there for me to...
That's true.
To, make him pump it up even more for me is what I'm
halfway home, though, I got to tell you, the beating he has taken.
Sure.
And that he stood in there and taken it. Rivera talked about this today, and it came out last week that he spoke to the team, which is way out of character for him.
Right.
And in fact, early in the season, there was part of me that was kind of like, when's he going to say something?
Grab some face masks and yell at people?
I don't think that's the way he is, but I think more like just a speak your mind in your own natural way.
Right.
It might not be do-rag sunglasses that way. It might be a different way.
But you can't get waves.
But he wasn't saying anything,
Yeah,
right? Because I think he's just kind of young and waiting his turn to say something,
Sure.
and he finally did. So I think he's now feeling empowered to do so because the results are there. And he's been hazed. I mean, these first 8 games, he's been sacked 41 times. So he's gone through his hazing, that's for sure.
Well, and also I would make an argument that this team probably needs a little more leadership too, especially on that side of the ball. So he probably feels the need to step up. Okay, but Terry isn't the quarterback. You know how this is.
They don't have what I would describe as a leader on the offensive line,
right.
And that's because they keep flipping things around.
Correct.
Logan is to a degree.
Sure, but he's a tight end.
Right.
Position matters.
I do think people in their rooms, there needs to be a surefire leader.
Yes.
I'm not sure the offensive line has one of those.
Got it.
That'd be my guess. And I think they do need one of those. Right. But that was a good sign. One other quick thing before I go to a break.
Yep.
The Cole Holcomb injury was awful.
Yeah, that sucked.
So bad they couldn't show it again.
Yeah, that was awful.
But of course the internet shows it a million times. And I love him. He was a great player here.
Yeah.
He was one of those that the reason why he's not here is because of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because they didn't want to pay him what he wanted, which I always think I don't know. If he's one of your guys and he's really good and he's not asking for something outrageous, then I don't know why you can't come to terms with him. But they didn't. And I liked him a lot. I thought he was a gamer, and I loved him here. And I was sorry to see him go. And I was happy for him that he went there because they have this history of having great defenses all the time. Last night was tough to watch because he's not playing again this year. And I hope he can play again because it looked really bad. Really, really bad. So I hope he gets, best wishes to him. I hope he has a very speedy recovery, gets his career back on track. But that was really ugly last night.
A little breaking news for you. Devontae Parker ruled out for the Patriots. So no Devontae Parker.
He had a concussion.
No Kendrick Bourne.
He got put on IR.
And isn't there aren't they missing one other one too? I don't know.
I think that's it.
Okay.
The guy that you're going to hate on Monday is a guy by the name of Demario Douglas.
Got it.
He's a rookie, little Brandon Banks-like dude from Liberty.
Got it.
3rd-round pick. Mac Jones throws him the ball 58 times. He's very fast.
Got it.
So if we lose, you're going to hate this guy because he's
sure
gonna be a
defense
big
will
reason.
wrap him up.
He's going to be the reason if we lose. It's going to be this little guy. He's fast.
Got it.
All right, be right back. Brad Washington Show, ESPN 630 Sports Capital. No Southern music this week, huh, Paul?
I forgot right as we got into the segment.
Paul!
Salty over here.
Paul.
I had a song ready too.
Oh, Paul. Paul. Let's see. College football. Here we go.
That is not your radio going in and out. That's you.
Yeah. Ohio State plays Rutgers. Both of them can talk about how Jim Harbaugh is a cheetah. Rutgers 6-2. Well coached Greg Schiano. Oh, Chris Carlin's going to have a day. What if they pull off an upset? I don't know. Ohio State, by the way, it's convoluted, but apparently like Ryan Day's brother-in-law or something like that is the person who started looking into this Connor Stallions guy. So now the Ohio State is somehow linked to starting the investigation of the spying by this ding-dong who shows up stealing people's credentials and somehow getting on people's sidelines.
Got it.
Of course.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. Because these people are all collectively 8 years old.
That's
all
right.
of them.
Yes. Duh.
Just think about what's happened here. Jim Harbaugh has a guy who travels around to other games, sneaks onto their sideline, wears weird glasses to tape things, chews gum, hides his face when the camera pops up because he can't be seen. Got away with it for 3 years. Purdue says they have actual proof of the sign stealing. All the coaches are screaming at the Big Ten to do something about it. Then there's some pervert on the Michigan staff who got caught by a couple of guys, thankfully, who outed him for him wanting to meet up with a 13-year-old. These are all 8-year-old boys, all of them. All of them. Ryan Day, Just for Men, all of them. Give me Ohio State. By a little, not a lot.
By a little.
10. They win by 10. K-State, Texas. As you know, Texas is back. K-State's ranked 23rd. Texas is a very small favorite at home. 3.5. That's a little too little for my liking.
Are they actually back?
Guess we'll find out this weekend. I'll take Texas by 3. They don't cover, suckers. Texas A&M, Jimbo. How much money that Jimbo getting now? How much money they giving him? Why don't he go steal some signs? He needs to go do something, turn his fortunes around. And that whippersnapper Lane Kiffin at home with a number 10 next to his name like he done something right his whole life. Ole Miss is a 2.5-point favorite. Unranked Texas A&M, 10th ranked Ole Miss at home, not even a field goal favorite.
Right.
I don't like Jimbo. Give me Lane
and
his weird, messy hair. Notre Dame at Clemson. Dabo had to take the phone call of a lifetime this week from Tyler from whatever. Bet his team shows up and plays for him this week.
I agree with you.
Give me Clemson and knock off Notre Dame at home.
Yep.
Otherwise, for reals, Jesus doesn't like Clemson anymore. Ooh, this is a tough one for Jesus. Do you like Notre Dame? Or do you like Dabo? It's time to tell us the truth, Jesus.
There's a slimy email
like?
going out from each club to their boosters.
Who does Jesus like this week? Dabo or Notre Dame? And who does he send an apology letter to for forcing a loss on them?
Jesus doesn't send apology letters.
Right.
I was raised Catholic. He doesn't say anything to anybody.
UConn at
you
Tennessee.
can ask for forgiveness.
UConn's terrible. They're going to get blown out by Tennessee. Arizona State's really bad. They're going to lose to Utah. Although that spread's not as high as you would think it would be. It's only like 10, and it's at Utah. And Arizona State's bad. But I'll take Utah to win anyway. Something's fishy about that.
Okay.
Army Air Force don't care. Missouri versus Georgia. Oh, Missouri. Missouri climbing up the charts. Think they're going to scare them Bulldogs. And them Bulldogs somehow not even number one anymore, even though they haven't lost since 2012. Paul, I smell a rat. Everybody trying to tell Kirby Smart he ain't so smart no more. Watch how smart he is when he whoops them Missouri Tigers. Whoa! Watch when he whoops them. Whoa!
Segment's not going fast enough today.
You like it. You know it. Florida State Pitt. That should be a
I
big
don't.
win.
The audience likes it.
I think Florida State.
Therefore, I have to like it.
I don't. Florida State should beat Pitt easily. Oklahoma lost last week. Oh, it's Bedlam. I didn't even know she's Bedlam week. Oh, Bedlam week, player. Oh, here we go. Mike Gundy. He a man. He ranked.
That guy doesn't say player.
That's right. He a man. He's 67 now.
Keep it in
Still
the
with a
lane.
mullet. Still with that mullet. Don't know. I mean, Oklahoma's had two
How's that
close.
different than your other picks?
At least I'm telling you. Other things at least say something. Oh. Your boy Loxley gets Penn State at home
Oh,
this
not
week.
my boy. Do not put that on me.
I'm actually somewhat surprised that the spread's only 8.5, the way Maryland's gone the last few weeks. I guess because Maryland can score and probably will. 45-31, Penn State. How about that?
The odd shark.
Why am I saying Maryland's going to score 31? The 45-31. Give me. I'll do that. Penn State by 14.
The odd shark computer is telling you to take the spread with Maryland.
Really?
And take the over.
Yeah, over.
And it's actually saying you should take the money line, Maryland.
Maryland? They think Maryland's going to upset them?
That's what the computer's telling you.
I don't.
Doesn't mean they're right.
I watch them. I don't.
Predicted score from the computer, 28-27 Terps.
Here's my prediction for you. They'll be fine and competitive. And then for about an 8-minute stretch, they're going to do crazy stuff. It's going to go haywire. Penn State's going to score 17 points. They're going to burn 3 timeouts. It's going to be weird things are going to happen. And that's why they'll lose. Every other moment of the game will be like, they're right there with them.
It's going to happen what Maryland always does. They're going to stay competitive for a quarter and a half. And then for some reason, the last 2 minutes of the half are going to just go haywire, and then they're going to
have no
10.
timeouts with 9 minutes left of the game. They're going to have no timeout. It's going to be a one-score game. They have no timeouts left, 1 score left, and then it's going to go haywire. Like they're going to throw 3 interceptions in a 4-minute period.
Pick 6 and it's over.
Right, then it's over. And then the whole time, well, they were right there with them until they lost their cookies. Vatech, Louisville. Vatech ain't so good. They're not back. Give me Louisville at home. Tulane, East Carolina. Tulane ought to win easily. East Carolina's really bad. Cal at Oregon. Cal scored 49 against USC. I think that says a lot more about USC than it probably does about Cal. I'll take Oregon to win handily at home. Kansas at Iowa State. Kansas just beat Oklahoma. Iowa State's a favorite. I don't understand anymore. Give me the Cyclones. I mean, they're screaming at you that they're going to win. How could KU beat Oklahoma and turn around and be an underdog against an unranked team? How does that even make any sense?
Right.
I'll take Cyclones. Paul, that's why I'm wise, Paul. That's why I know what I'm doing. That's why I know. Purdue is at Michigan. Purdue has already come out and called them cheaters and said we have the proof of it.
Okay.
Can't wait.
They're not the only ones, obviously.
Michigan wins by 60. They're going to want to shut everybody
Spread
up.
sitting at 32.5.
Yeah. This is going to be a shut-up game from old Jim Harbaugh. Who's got it better than them? Everybody right now.
Right.
Everybody. Because they're going to have their wins vacated. You like vacated? I like vacations, Paul. They're going to get their vacations real soon. That's how it works in college football when you're done with whippersnappers like Jim Harbaugh's. Cheater, liar, khaki pants. What you hiding in those pants, Jim Harbaugh? What you hiding in there? Got my play sheet?
I'm going to turn my mic off for the rest of this one.
Washington, USC. Ooh, that's a good one. High scoring, probably. Penix versus Caleb. This could be for a Heisman Trophy, guys. This one. Give me Washington because USC's defense has been so terrible. I'll take Washington. I don't know what the score will be, but I'll take Washington to win. High scoring game, obviously.
Washington by 10 for me.
Oh, Brian Kelly is going to beat Alabama in Alabama. Take it to the bank, Paul. It's over for them Alabamas after old Nicky Saban talk about his Ferrari. I didn't even know what that is. I thought he might have Vespas. I heard about Vespas before in my life, Paul. Brian Kelly's going to win down there. And them Alabama people crying on the sideline.
Got it.
Crying on the sideline. And Brian Kelly going to start making them weird TikToks again, making his faces like John Travolta Pulp Fictions. Yeah, he going to do that. Oregon State's at Colorado. I'm rooting for Deion. I don't know, but I'm rooting for Deion. And UCLA's at Arizona. Give me Arizona at home again. And I was, by the way, last week, right about that. This is one thing I was right
one
about.
One of them, yeah.
I was right
that
about
was
that
it.
one. I was 1 for 8, but that one was a biggie. Money lines. That's what I'm talking about there, Paul. And Penn State's going to win.
Get to kind. My God.
Okay, we'll do that next. Brainwash Show is 630 Sports Capital.